Hey guys, and welcome back to Orca FPL. Last video we looked at some great budget options for your team. This time around we're going to be looking into some key differential options. When planning our teams for Gameweek One, many people will immediately know the players that will make up the core of their team. The differentials, however, are much harder to decide upon, largely because there is significant risk in picking these players. The gamble, however, is what makes differentials so enthralling. If you can get the right player in who's not been identified by the majority of other managers, it can make a real impact in your season. Whether you're looking to get a leg up on your mates in your mini leagues or trying to beat your highest overall rank, differentials will be the key. Here are my top 5 differential players. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is our first differential option. Despite having a rather poor string of performances after the restart, he has the potential to be a very solid pick at £7 million. This is possibly the key to him being a differential, in that the majority of people have written him off based on the restart. Ancelotti has strengthened the midfield with the likes of James Rodriguez, Allen and Abdoulaye Doucouré all joining the side. Calvert-Lewin is expected to be the starting striker and will have plenty of chances on goal. If he can become more clinical, you can expect big returns from him, as he missed 17 big chances last season and hit the woodwork twice. When you consider this, alongside the fact he scored 13 goals last season, there is the potential for a prolific season if the right creative players are brought in to help him. Everton have a great set of fixtures for Calvert-Lewin to get off and running early, with Tottenham, West Brom, Crystal Palace and Brighton in the first 4 games. On top of this, they play 3 matches with an FDR of 4 in their first 10 games. Those 3 games are Tottenham away, Liverpool at home and Manchester United at home. All 3 of these have the potential for goals. While he isn't as cheap as the likes of Antonio and Mitrovic, he's going to save you £1.5 million compared to Ings or Jimenez. Depending on your plans, this may be a great way to save a bit up front in that extra premium midfielder. Shay Adams sits at number 2, with Danny Ings having his starting price raised from £6 million to £8.5 million this season. He's not the value option we had last season. If he can stay fit, he is of course a great choice even at that price. However, if you're struggling for cash, Shay Adams is a great way into that Southampton front line. Last season, he nailed down his spot as Danny Ings' partner up front, and whilst he didn't get off to the best of starts, he bagged 4 goals in his last 6 games to round off the season in style. Even though his early season wasn't great, the expected stats were there, and he was getting into great positions and creating great chances for both himself and others. Having now had a season to settle into the Premiership and find the level, expect him to press on alongside an informed Danny Ings. Whilst the Saints have both Long and Obafemi as options up front, Adams seems to be the favourite after his impressive post-restart form. A concern about Adams is that if Hasenhüttl is looking to change up the attacking options in a match, he is likely to be the first substituted. Southampton have some fantastic early matches, with their first 10 fixtures having an average fixture difficulty rating of 2.7. Their first 4 games consist of Crystal Palace away, Spurs at home, Burnley away and West Brom at home. There aren't many strikers around the £6 million mark that have the upside that Adams has and the fixtures to match. Third up is Dele Alli. Last season for Ali was a tough one, only making 21 starts. However, he managed to get 8 goals and 6 assists during those appearances. Unluckily for Ali, both the start and the end of last season were marred by injury. However, he seems to have had a solid pre-season, picking up a goal and 2 assists so far. He appears to be playing behind Kane in a central role, and with the addition of Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Mourinho may allow him the freedom to worry less about defensive duties and focus on being the creative spark they need. Tottenham have a fantastic run of 8 games to start the season, with 6 of those games having an FDR of 2. Their first 4 fixtures are Everton at home, Southampton away, Newcastle at home and Manchester United away. Spurs are a side that you should definitely look to be dipping into for their first quarter of the season due to their fantastic fixtures. But there are several options you could choose from, including Son and Kane. Ali appears to be a favourite of Jose Mourinho's and is priced at £8 million compared to the £9 million and £10.5 million of Son and Kane respectively. If you're looking for that third midfielder, Ali is someone to consider to rack up some early attacking returns. Fourth on the list is Everton left-back Lucas Digne. The Frenchman had a very impressive season last year, racking up more goal chances than any other defender aside from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Dean is a proven attacking threat, racking up 8 assists over 35 Premier League appearances last season. He was, however, unable to hit the target himself. In the 18-19 season, he managed 4 goals and 5 assists, showing that he can grab you those awesome 6-pointers. He's quite a consistent attacking threat, having around 8 goal contributions per season in the Premier League. Even though Everton didn't have the best time of it last season, finishing in 12th with only 13 wins and 7 clean sheets. With all that said, I still wouldn't look past highly experienced Carlo Ancelotti to turn it around and get the new season off to a good start. They need to ensure that this round of signings do not end up like the flops of the past few windows. As mentioned when discussing Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Everton have a nice run of early fixtures after a tough season opener against Spurs away, playing West Brom away, Crystal Palace away and Brighton at home. 6 of the first 10 fixtures have an FDR of 2. You'd expect Everton to pick up several clean sheets over this run of form and should see a couple of attacking returns from Dean. With many managers looking to take Trent Alexander-Arnold alongside 4.5 million defenders, he will not feature in most people's teams due to him being priced at £6 million. If your initial draft strategy allows for a second premium defender, Dean is an ideal candidate for that spot in your side. Last but not least, Stuart Armstrong. Last season, Southampton ranked 6th for expected goals in the league. Stuart Armstrong is a relatively cheap way into an informed Southampton side at £5.5 million. He stepped up his game last season, scoring 5 and providing 3 assists, with 3 of those goals and 2 assists coming after the restart. This is the highest goal contribution post-restart of any of the midfielders priced at £6 million or less. He was also second for shots on target. Whilst many people will be looking at the likes of Souček and Alain Saint-Maximin, Southampton are the better side in terms of going forward, and this is what makes Armstrong stand out. While Souček is reliant on getting on the end of set pieces, and Saint-Maximin plays for a rather defensive side, Armstrong produces his goal contributions from open play in a proactive, attacking Southampton 11. Southampton have some great fixtures at the start, with Crystal Palace away, Tottenham at home, Burnley away and West Brom at home. They only faced 2 of last season's top 5 in their first 12 games, and you'd expect to see some strong attacking performances in many of those early fixtures against the weaker sides. The primary concern with Armstrong is that despite his positive goal contribution post-restart, he did significantly outperform his expected stats. Should he regress to his mean, he is likely not to be worth the fee over some of his contemporaries. However, Southampton's attacking presence along with the fixtures make him worth a punt if you can't afford to stretch to Danny Ings. As always, there are plenty of differential options out there. What differential picks are you guys looking at? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing.